単位は D のテスト
Hello everybody, welcome back to JoJo Overdrive. Today we have a very special video because part 9 is just around the corner and the announcement was such a hype moment in the fandom, we thought, let's review a history of every single part announcement. Because a lot of people, myself included, weren't fans when JoJoLands was announced, so this is our first part announcement we get to be a part of in the fandom. So this is kind of a bit of forgotten history, is these part announcements. Give your ranking of each JoJo part up to this point. I love seeing people's opinions on the best parts and, controversially, the worst parts. But without further ado, let's get on with the history of every JoJo part and their announcement. Phantom Blood. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Phantom Blood was first revealed with this 2-page spread in Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 52 on November 25th, 1986. This initial reveal contains elements that would be very important later on, such as the Joestar Mansion and Jonathan and Dio's rivalry. This would be one of the only part reveals to get this kind of spread. Phantom Blood follows Jonathan Joestar as he learns the abilities of the Ripple, as well as fighting against his adopted brother Dio Brando. Part 1 began on January 1st, 1987, and ran until October 26th of the same year, for a total of 44 chapters. It was featured prominently on the cover of the Shonen Jump issue featuring the first chapter release, with this now iconic cover, Battle Tendency. Battle Tendency was first revealed in the author notes in the last chapter of Phantom Blood, on October 26, 1987. Araki stated in his author's note, quote, "Jonathan's courageous death ends Part 1. However, I've already started writing the concept for Part 2, so please look forward to it," end quote. Part 2 began the following week on November 2nd, 1987, and followed the adventures of Jonathan Joestar's grandson, Joseph Joestar, as he learned the powers of the Ripple and fought the ancient evil known as the Pillarmen, the creators of the Stone Mask. Part 2 ended on March 27th, 1989, running for 69 chapters. Stardust Crusaders. The final pages of the last chapter acted as a teaser for the ensuing Part 3, with Joseph traveling to visit his daughter in Japan. Part 3 was even further elaborated on in the author's note in the last chapter of Part 2, saying, "Part 3 finally starts next week. This is a new adventure that includes Joseph and a new protagonist. Cheers!" Part 3 began on April 3rd, 1989, and introduced us to the series' most iconic character, as well as the new supernatural ability, Stans, replacing the Ripple of previous parts. Stardust Crusaders follows Jotaro Kujo and his group of allies as they travel from Japan to Egypt in a quest to stop Dio once and for all. Part 3 ended on April 27th, 1992, running for a total of 152 chapters, over double the previous part. Diamond is Unbreakable. Diamond is Unbreakable was first revealed in the author's notes of Part 3's final chapter, with a message saying, "The story was only 50 days long, but the long Part 3 has finally ended with this issue. Part 4 is next." Part 4 was the first since Part 1 to get a spread in the next issue page, featuring Jotaro saying, "JoJo goes to Japan," revealing that the part would be set in Japan. Part 4 began on May 4th, 1992, introducing us to Joseph's illegitimate son, Josuke Higashikata, who works with Jotaro Kujo and many others in the town of Morio to solve the grisly murders that have been plaguing the town. Part 4 was the first part to take place entirely in one location, something not seen again until Part 8. Part 4 ended on December 4th, 1995, after 174 chapters. Golden Wind. Golden Wind was first revealed in the previous Shonen Jump's next issue page, with a picture of Josuke saying, "Who are you?" as well as a small description stating, "Part 5, Italy arc begins." Part 5 began on December 11th, 1995, and featured the son of Dio, Giorno Giovanna, joining a gang known as Passion, with the goal to rise to the top and eliminate corruption within its ranks. Golden Wind is often stylized as Vento Oreo, as well as the series title being changed to Le Bizarre Adventure de JoJo in Japanese releases of the manga. Golden Wind ended on March 23rd, 1999, for a total of 155 chapters. Stone Ocean. In the last chapter of Part 5, Araki mentions, "I'll be taking a hiatus for a while. My next work is already being planned out. I hope we can meet again." This was the first hiatus between parts since the series began, with Part 6 not starting serialization until December 7th, 1999, for a gap of 9 months between parts. A 2-page spread was also featured in the November 23rd, 1999 issue of Shonen Jump, revealing Jolene's design. Stone Ocean was the first part since Part 1 to be featured on the cover of the Shonen Jump issue with its first chapter. Part 6 features Jotaro's daughter being wrongfully accused of a crime and sent to prison. While there, she faces a villain that is intent on taking down the Joestar bloodline for good. Stone Ocean is unique as it is the only part to feature a female protagonist, something Araki originally wanted to do for Part 5. Stone Ocean is also the final part to be set in the original continuity, with all subsequent parts being set in an entirely separate and unrelated timeline. Stone Ocean concluded on April 8, 2003, at a total of 158 chapters. Steel Ball Run. Steel Ball Run was first announced in the next issue page of Shonen Jump with a teaser of the character Gyro Zappelli riding a horse. During its serialization in Shonen Jump, it was not featured under the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure branding and was only called Steel Ball Run. Steel Ball Run ran in Shonen Jump from January 19, 2004 until October 18, 2004. After this, all future chapters of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure would be released monthly in Ultra Jump, starting on March 19, 2005. Steel Ball Run acted as a reboot of the series and features Johnny Joestar, a paraplegic jockey, competing in the titular Steel Ball Run race. Along the way, they cross paths with the President of the United States on a quest to achieve ultimate power. Steel Ball Run ended on April 18, 2011 with a total of 95 chapters. While having a lower chapter count than previous parts, it is far longer, as each monthly chapter contained double the pages a usual Shonen Jump one would have. JOJOLian. JOJOLian was first announced in the author's notes of the April 2011 issue of Ultra Jump, with Araki saying, "Thank you everyone from the bottom of my heart for the completion of Steel Ball Run. I'll see you in Part 8, JOJOLian." The first look at the main character, Josuke Higashikata, with his stand Soft and Wet, was also seen in a 2-page spread in the same issue. Josuke and Soft and Wet both look vastly different from how they appear in JOJOLian. JOJOLian follows Josuke, an amnesiac who seeks his identity. We also return to this universe's location of Morio, where a sinister threat is attempting to control the power of the mythical Lokakaka fruit. JOJOLian was both the longest-running JoJo part, running for over 10 years, and the longest part in general, with 110 monthly chapters. JOJOLian ended on August 19, 2021. The JOJOLands. The JOJOLands was first announced in the author's notes in the final chapter of Part 8, with Araki saying, "Thank you very much for these past 10 years of JOJOLian. Let's take a bit of a rest, and then meet again with the new JOJOLands." The protagonist for Part 9 was first revealed in Araki's 2023 New Year's greeting card. The series as a whole was then given a 2-page spread in the January 2023 issue of Ultra Jump. The JOJOLands follows a young man who goes on to become extremely rich on subtropical islands. The JOJOLands began on February 17, 2023, and is the most current part of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series. Alright, thanks everybody for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We're going to be covering every chapter of the JOJOLands as it released, so stay tuned. This is JoJo Overdrive, signing off.
Watch where you going, hold and drive. Let the downside up to top notch, whatever haters do.